Namaste. I'm Afshan, and today I'd like to welcome you to Accelerate 2020, where Dell Technologies invites you to increase your business and performance productivity in a transformative world through our one-of-a-kind unique displays and client peripherals expo. So, what's unique about this event? You will discover ways and products that will help you transition to a new way of working. Also, we are redefining the way Dell Technologies does business with you so that you can accelerate, or in other words, skyrocket into a future of excellence in performance wherever you are and whenever you want. All to be done seamlessly and hassle free. Join me on this exciting journey where for the next few hours you will be enlightened in a new way of networking with insights from Dell's display and client peripheral experts. Also, you will witness a fantastic portfolio of displays and client peripherals that are powered to boost performance. And you will discover ways to work without limits and with the right tools. Did you know that over the last 3 months, the paradigm of working has significantly shifted to 85% of employees who work from home? Hence, ITDMs are racing to update their policies and budgets to help employees retain productivity, enhance consumer relationships and businesses, and keep them engaged. Dell Technologies is here to level the playing field. Change is significant, change is emergent, and change is here to stay. So, without any further delay, I would like to introduce our very first speaker, Mr. Vivekanand Manjeri, Brand Director for Client Solutions Business, who will kickstart this virtual event.
Hi, my name is Vivek, and I lead product and brand marketing for the commercial client solutions business of Dell Technologies in India. At the outset, let me extend a very warm welcome to all customers and partners who are joining us today for a one-of-its-kind event, Accelerate. The event is themed around how do you make technology decisions as you start planning for the future. In today's environment, most of your employees and customers are thinking around how do we improve our own productivity and yet have a better user experience as we start adjusting to work from home and remote working environments. At Dell Technologies and the Client Solutions Group, it has been our endeavor to bring to you products that are intelligent, manageable, secure, yet sustainable. Within the Client Solutions Group portfolio, this year, we are bringing to you a lot of innovation around devices and also our Client Solutions peripherals portfolio. Our research indicates that a lot of the productivity boost that you get through client devices also comes from the right choice of the client peripherals portfolio. Within the client peripherals portfolio, this year, I'm extremely proud to be talking about the Dell Mobile Adapter Speakerphone. This will be the world's first multi-port adapter with a fully integrated speakerphone. In addition to this product, there are various other innovations that our team will be talking to you about today. I hope you have a great conversation, and please do reach out to me or my specialists if you have further questions at the end of the day. Good luck and have a great day. Thank you.
Speed, performance, productivity. That's the next new wave of excellence as we transition to a new way of working. Our next speaker, Mr. Vinay Asdir, Director of Product Marketing for Displays and Client Peripherals, APJC, will take you through a very exciting journey of discovery into our technology portfolio as he shares his experience of using the products.
Hi, a very good day to everyone listening in. My name is Vinay Asdhir. I am the Director for Product Management and Product Marketing for Dell's Displays and Client Peripherals range of products for Asia Pacific, Japan, and China. Welcome. As we all react to this new word brought on by the external situation, the team wanted to make sure, they are bringing our latest range of products for you to look, to see, unfortunately not touch, So they thought of this innovative virtual way to bring it to you. So you'll see a whole lot of products. You could ask questions. You could experience them virtually. We also have a panel discussion for you where we'll share some of our perspectives of in this new changed world, how we should react and how we can set up our systems, our workplaces, so that we are most productive. So I hope you do have a good time as you look at some of the stuff that we have over the next few hours. Now, as I look at displays and peripherals, right? For me, they are like a secret sauce for productivity. Let me use an example to illustrate what I mean, right? I'm sure you've seen movies, where there's a car race. So you have two guys, they're neck and neck, both are trying their best, and then suddenly one of the guys, he unlocks or he opens a secret compartment. A cylinder comes out. Most likely there's nitrous oxide gas in it. He flips the switch and then boom, you see that guy, his speed increases enormously, and then he just races past everyone else. For me, that's what displays and client peripherals do. They give you that boost so that you and your employees, they can have that massive increase in productivity. Right. Let me talk a little bit more to really, make sure you agree with me there. Few things have changed definitely for all of us. The first thing I think would have changed for most of us would be the type of PC. You're probably using a notebook or a laptop right now. Before, it could have been a desktop. I think the second big thing that has changed is the amount of time we are on calls, whether audio or video. Previously, you could grab people in the hallway, you could sit with them in person in the office and have a meeting and discuss the issues. Now, no option, you are on a call. So as we look at, these two big shifts that have happened, we got to make sure, they don't detract us or they don't keep us hold down from our productivity. So we still got to be making sure, we are making the best of the situation. So as I look at, as you work 8, 10, hopefully not 12, but as you work long hours on a notebook, looking at that 13-inch or a 14-inch or a 15-inch screen is definitely not the way to go. Connecting an external monitor, 24, 27-inch, absolutely is necessary. You get that huge additional screen real estate on top of your tiny notebook screen, which allows you to work on all the apps, whether you have your emails open, whether you have your browser, whether you're working on a software, you're editing something, Excel, PowerPoint, be it anything, right? You definitely need that external monitor in order to be able to work across all the different things that come during your workday. Not only do you get that extra screen, the other things that a monitor brings to the table, the first thing I would say is ergonomics, right? Most of Dell monitors in the P and the ultra sharp range, and now some of our newly launched E's have a height adjustable stand. So you can make sure the monitor has that optimal height depending on what your work desk is, right? And the second thing I would say, which is probably very crucial, is every screen these days emits those blue light radiations, and they are harmful, right? So if you are looking at your notebook screen for a long time, that's or any screen, that's going to be harmful radiations. So the Dell monitors have this feature called Comfort View, which minimizes these harmful blue light radiations so that your eyes are not taxed and you're able to work comfortably across a long range of time, right? So now once your video setup is done, the monitor is all set up, let's look at the ecosystem around that, right? let's face it, when we are working on our notebook today or a desktop, we have multitude of wires coming in and out. You'll likely have your power cable, you'll have your video cable from the monitor to the notebook, you'll probably charging a smartphone, you have a headset plugged in, you could be using an external hard drive. Too many wires, messy desk if I may, right? So a dock is the first thing that comes to my mind when you look at the ecosystem. It makes for a very clean desk. All these external devices and peripherals, they can be all connected into the dock so that you just have one single cable coming into your notebook. So as you know, go from your desk to your living room to your balcony, you come in and out back to your desk. All you need is that single cable, plug in, unplug, and very clean experience. The second thing from an ecosystem perspective that I would recommend is the audio, right? Like I mentioned earlier, we are on calls, a lot more than what we used to before. So having the right audio setup is very important, and I'll use my own personal experience. I've sometimes used my phone earbuds for a call, and invariably after a few minutes, I start getting a ringing sound in my ears. Definitely not comfortable. So having the right headset, something like that I have here, the Dell UC350. Sorry for pushing my product, but having the right headset is very critical for having a comfortable experience as you're on calls for such a long period of time. Sometimes you don't want a headset, you want a little bit of a hands-free experience, so using a speakerphone comes into play. And I'm proud to say we've just launched a very innovative product, an adapter speakerphone. So not only does it gives you that speakerphone experience, it also has multitude of ports which allow you to connect a lot of other peripheral devices into that speakerphone, which again helps you to keep a very organized and clean desk. Pretty neat. Please check it out in the expo. The last thing I would say from an ecosystem perspective is keyboard and mouse. I'm very particular about ergonomics. I'm sure a lot of you are, right? So again, if we are working all our workday using the trackpad on the notebook or the keyboard of the notebook, is definitely not going to be a ergonomic experience. It's not going to be a easy experience. You'll likely get some aches around your wrist, or your shoulders are hunched in. So definitely using an external keyboard mouse is very important. It speeds up your work tremendously. We have a very great range, and we actually just launched a brand new range of wireless keyboard and mouse. Again, check it out in the expo. You'll be able to virtually see it and experience it and ask questions. Okay, let me not hold you back by talking about all these great devices. They are all there for you to see in the expo. So please go have a look, ask questions, let us know how we can help you. But we are here to help you make suggestions so that you have a great productive experience. Doesn't matter where you're working, remotely, from office, from a cafe. Displays and client peripheral devices are meant to help you there. Okay, stay safe and have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to our next set of displays and client peripherals panel of experts who are going to discuss the power of enhancing performance in the new way of working using Dell products. Well, from dual displays to new product launches like the adapter speakerphone and the best wireless keyboard and the mouse combo, definitely the list is endless. We have Mr. Vinay Asgar, Director Product Marketing, Displays and Client Peripherals, APJC. Joining along with him, we have Mr. Puneet Oswal, Product Head Senior Manager, Client Peripherals. Also, Mr. Vishal Laroya, Product Head Senior Manager, Displays.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon to everyone who's watching this video. This is the new way of the world for us to communicate to you through virtual means. Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Vinay Azhir. I am the product director for displays and client peripherals for Asia Pacific, Japan, and China. And today we'll go through a small panel discussion around what's happening in this whole new world and how, from a displays and client client peripherals perspective, what we have to share that helps corporates and team members navigate this new normal better. Okay, from an introduction perspective, let me hand over to Vishal.
Thank you, Vinay, on team. My name is Vishal Laroya, and I am the product head for displays.
Hello, everyone. My name is Puneet, and I manage the client peripherals portfolio for APJ as the product head.
My first comment or question would be workplace perspective. What are the biggest changes that you are seeing that the corporations are reacting to?
The last 3 or 4 months, as this is played out, we're seeing more and more employers looking forward and willing to continue with the work from home. So I think an employer and an employee perspective, that paradigm shifts a little, right? From a environment where the employees were having a designated workplace to go to every day in the morning. So there was a set routine. You go to a workplace at a certain point of time, you come back from there. That completely is shifted. The boundaries between the workplace as well as home is almost disappeared. You get out of bed, you move from one room to probably another room if you're fortunate enough to have an office set up in the other room, which I would strongly encourage into that space. But if you don't, then you just move from one zone to another zone, and then you start working. So things have changed, things have evolved on video chats, and work seems to be happening. My feedback that I receive from some of the friends and colleagues that I speak to, they believe that this is not only help them with productivity, less of travel time, less of coffee breaks, which I don't strongly encourage. We should continue to have our coffee breaks, but yeah, less of coffee breaks, less of engagement that happens across the table, across the desk. Those things have significantly changed. So yeah, it's going to be a completely different world in how the teams are going to work together, more in a virtual space.
Right. And I think, Puneet, like you mentioned, there definitely have been a few bright spots, especially the saving of the travel time and the traffic jams that all of us are avoiding. So those are definitely positives. Vishal, what do you see as some of the challenges that folks are facing as they are adjusting to this remote work or work from home perspective?
I think the biggest challenge that they're facing, Vinay, is infrastructure. I mean, it could be a home-related infrastructure. It could be something that you're having from, say, for example, an electricity point of view. Power cuts, something is as pretty much strong a norm in today's time and age, in spite of all the things that is happening in India. So you still have power cuts in certain times. You may not be having the best of the strongest bandwidth from your network provider. So you are not getting connected to the network correctly. And then, of course, your own home infrastructure. Do you have the right ergonomics chairs in place? Do you have a proper work desk environment? Because if you look at India's overall workforce, we are very strongly, and again, not only India, but across Asia kind of a workforce. It's a very office-going kind of a workforce where people are expected to be in office.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a challenge we all personally grappled with also, and certainly having to find that corner in the home to make it your own sanctuary and an office, right? And I think, Vishal, you touched on a very key element point is even before you get to the infrastructure or IT equipment, right? Something as basic as ergonomics from a chair and a table. And I know if I just move to to the IT side of the house, Puneet, what would be your recommendations? As you lead our peripheral organization, what are the things around the PC that are very essential from a productivity perspective for the sitting at home team member?
So, suggestion for anyone is to go and get that chair and the table. You have to have your workspace if you're going to continuously. So I would strongly suggest that probably the first piece of equipment or investment that you should really make is in a workspace that's comfortable and lets you sit for a longer period of time. Having a desk space which is clutter free, right? Not too many wires. It can be a little mind-boggling with the number of devices that we have. You're charging your laptop, you're charging your monitor, then you have a mobile phone, a headset, and a speaker phone. So depending on the number of equipment or peripherals that you have there, which makes life comfortable, those many number of wires come into play, and it's important that you organize that. And for that, my recommendation would be to start with a dock, right? It helps you organize the whole thing across one piece of equipment with multiple ports that are available. It helps make your desk clutter free, right? Everything goes into one piece of equipment. You don't have to be juggling around with wires, trying to ensure that connectivity is not an issue. It's one small piece of equipment. All the ports are in and around that. Definitely, I would strongly recommend go with a dock. If I would take the liberty of probably going with one product, I would say the WD-19 TB that we have. It's a Thunderbolt dock, future-proof, has Thunderbolt level connectivity. In spite of whether your laptop has a USB-C connectivity or Thunderbolt connectivity, it future-proofs it, right? So currently, if your laptop has a USB-C connectivity, the dock still works because it's backward compatible. And later on, if you're upgrading to a laptop with a Thunderbolt connectivity, you of course have future-proofed yourself. So that's the first piece of equipment that I would suggest everyone goes with. The second one I would recommend is to go with the keyboard and a mice. The keyboard and a mice is something that you're going to constantly use because either you are working on the productivity software or the office software, or you're working or you're on the calls. A lot of times you're going to continuously be using your keyboard and a mice. I would strongly urge to go with a wireless combo. You have both the mice as well as the wireless keyboard connected to your notebook through either one dongle or through Bluetooth, either ways, but you're not playing around with multiple dongles out there. And we've just recently launched combo, right, which is the 7120W, the KM7120W, comes with a 3-year battery life, multiple device, dual mode connectivity option. It's an amazing piece of equipment, right? Because what it does is, even when you're moving between your personal laptop and an office laptop, the combo permits you to have multiple device connectivity. So at the click of a button, you move from one device to other device using the same keyboard and a mice. So I would strongly recommend to look out for the 7120W, one wireless combo which has both the keyboard and the mice. And the third piece of equipment is related to sound. So there are a couple of options out there. You could look at, but that gets more attached, and it's a more sort of a fixed configuration. You could look at a headset, a wired one or a wireless one. The one I would personally recommend here would be to go with a speakerphone adapter. It's it's MH3021P, right? It's launched about a month back. We launched close to a month back, and it's very versatile in terms of its usage. You could put it in your bag, and it's a product that can be used in a small conference room across 4 or 5 people in your office setup. Gives you a hands-free sort of an environment. You're not sitting on your chair all the time, and all it would help give us a little bit of liberty on that. So I think
Got
those
it.
would.
Cool. So dock, having the right IO wireless is your recommendation, keyboard, mouse, and then the right audio setup, a headset or the adapter speakerphone. Great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I think those are really
And
handy
definite-
tips.
And definitely a good check.
Vishal, so Puneet's given us some really good tips on around the PC, what kind of peripherals help complete that experience. From a screen perspective, what's your take, right? As notebooks have become a more dominant PC form factor versus the desktop, is that 13, 14, 15-inch screen good enough as we sit for 8-9 hours in our comfortable home environment?
So absolutely no. So as you are rightly said, Vinay, notebooks has taken over. I mean, pretty much all and majority of the sundry users, since they are working from home, organizations have rushed them to equip them with either notebooks or ask them to go get your desktops, which usually does not happen. So notebooks is the norm. Now, when you are working 8 to 10 hours a day on different applications, especially if, say, for example, you are a normal MS Office user where you are utilizing Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint, a notebook 14-inch or 15-inch standard screen size is just not enough for you to be able to manage all of them effectively. So the recommendations from our side when we talk about the screen size estate is definitely to have a display attached to a notebook.
I think you are making a lot of us envious with your dual 27-inch setup, Vishal. But thank you. No, I agree. I think another thing, especially from a display perspective, that's a great feature. And of course, we are here for Dell, is our blue screen reduction, right? Blue eye reduction. So Dell Displays has a feature called Comfort View, where it filters out a lot of the blue light. And as we look at screens for such a long time, I think that's another neat feature which just helps in the overall well-being of our team members. Now, I agree with all of them, right? And I think another thing is, we definitely have is, while the first wave of the infrastructure build out that a lot of companies and ITDMs focused initially was just getting the right PC to their team members when they're working from home. We strongly recommend, as that PC infrastructure is all taken care of, look at the displays and peripheral infrastructure, because as Puneet and Vishal highlighted, those definitely add a lot more from a productivity perspective and a well-being perspective. So I think that's the difference between having a happy, productive employee work from home versus one who's just making do. One last thing, what has been that one positive thing that you've experienced during this work from home or lockdown or whatever we call it? Vishal, what's been your happy moment during this time period?
I think 2 points really come to mind. One is, of course, spending some more quality time with my kid, because we are in a work from home environment. So be able to talk. He's very happy when he comes back from school and sees I'm still sitting in office. I'm still at home in my home office. And
okay. Hey Puneet, what's been your experience?
Of course, like Vishal mentioned, I think those are there. You spend more time with your family. But my experience has been a little on the reverse side. What I realized towards the initial phase of when I started working from home was I was actually spending more time than what I was doing in office, because we were not really limiting our time to what the work time really was, right? Because the boundaries had moved away. You were at home, you were at work. The boundaries were hardly there, so you were working for a long period of time. But thankfully, I think over a period of time, that realization did come in, and we've been fortunate enough to ensure that we are all keeping safe, we're keeping healthy, and we've been able to contribute. There's been a lot of customers with whom we've been able to engage directly over virtually, I would say, on through Skype, through Zoom, and some of the other tools that we have. and it's really sit on that chair throughout the day. Take your small little coffee breaks. Take your breaks every hour. Catch up with your friend. It's very important. Don't isolate yourself, and it's important that you keep the team bonding as well as the team spirit strong.
Okay, great. Now I think those are very insightful sharing, both Puneet and Vishal. Absolutely agree. I think that blurring of the line between the work and the home, you just need to be very conscious so that one doesn't eat up into the other. So thank you. No, I think it was a great conversation. Great tips, Puneet and Vishal, that I hope a lot of us put into practice and enable a much more productive workforce. So everyone, thank you for listening, and stay safe and be productive. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinay. Thank you, Puneet. Bye.
Well, I must say, that was an inspiring and informative discussion. Look no further. All you have to do is reach out to us on Dell.com for more information to get your business performance into excellence mode. I invite you to explore our products at the Tech Showcase exhibit area, where you will interact and get insights and information from each of our product specialists on how our products are designed, their unique functionalities and features, leaving you wanting more. We have a few surprises in store for you. Not only do you get to discover state of the art displays and client peripherals, also you can use the hashtag Accelerate with Dell to post tweets on your social wall, and you will win exciting gifts. You can also engage in our interactive spin the wheel game if you fill in and submit the feedback form. On behalf of Dell Technologies, I would like to thank each one of you. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you for attending this virtual event. Take care and stay safe.